2000. We now are calling the joint Budget and Finance Committee meeting, Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Councilors, have you had a chance to look at the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes. I move for approval of the minutes of February 10th, 2025.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The minutes from the last meeting have passed. Councilors, do you have any items you'd like to place on consent?
Yes.
Okay, Councilor Abbott.
On the first page, on page 1, item 4. On page 3, items 8, 9, and 10. On page 4, item 11. On page 5, item 14 and 15. And that's it.
Okay, so that's item number 4 on page 1. Items 8, 9, and 10 on page 3. Item 11 on page 4. Items 14 and 15 on page 5. There are some corrections to item number 11. The correct amount needs to be 5,000 in the amount section below the summary of the item. And then for item number 14, the new amount is 6,500. District 9 and District 7 each are adding $500. And then Connie and Jeff have the GL accounts for both districts as well, which can be given. If I, well, District 9.
You want it now? I have it?
Yes.
Yeah, for District 7, 001, 000, 04270, 542, 001, and that's for a $500 amount from District 7. District 9, the GL account is 001, 010, 04290, 04291, 527, 014, and that's for an amount of $500, changing your total amount to $6,500.
Okay. Those amounts have been noted. Madam Pro Tem, do you have any items you'd like to place on consent?
I agree with those.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, has there been a motion and a second? I don't think there has been. Do you have anything?
I don't have anything to
Okay.
add. Did you move it, Counselor?
I can't
I
remember.
don't think so.
Okay.
I move the consent agenda.
And I'll second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The consent agenda has passed. If your items have been placed on consent, I hope you enjoy your afternoon. Otherwise, the first item is item number 5. This is to amend the grants fund for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025 by appropriating $1,522,192 from the mayor's office from Bloomberg, and Bloomberg's Sustainable Cities Program for a 3-person innovation team to reduce pollution and address climate change for disadvantaged Black communities per grant award received.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We'll have Thomas Ewell come and speak to this item.
Hi, good afternoon, councilors. My name is Thomas Ewell. I serve as Deputy Director of the Mayor's Office of Resilience and Sustainability. Before you is a request to appropriate the $1.5 million for the Bloomberg American Sustainable Cities Program. As a reminder, we actually took this grant application through this body and full council and received approval to apply. I think that was in late 2023. And fortunately, we were awarded. Originally, Bloomberg Philanthropy was going to basically do the outlays, do the payments for any of the necessary things in this program, including the salaries of the 3 fellows, the 3 3-year fellows. Upon being awarded, we determined it made more sense for us to actually receive the funding and expend it from our accounts, which is why we are requesting the appropriation that you see before you today. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, Council Abbott.
Good, because I had a question. I thought it sounded familiar, but
Yes,
I
ma'am.
couldn't remember the details. How many years will this $1.5 million last with three-year fellows?
Sure. So they are actually, 2 out of 3 are actually already on board. The first one started in July of 2024, I believe, originally being paid by Bloomberg Philanthropies. So with this change, this should take us out through, I believe, July of 2027.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Where did the fellows come from?
Sure. So the city of Birmingham and Bloomberg Philanthropies did a joint hiring exercise. We've hired 2 out of 3. They came from the general public. There's 3 members. One is a director of the what we're calling an innovation team. She was working at UAB. The second is a civic designer. He was working in Atlanta, I believe, for Georgia Tech, and they're in the process of hiring the 3rd fellow.
Okay, so one of them came in July of '24, and the other one came
A few months after that.
a few months after that. And that's the civic designer, I assume. And
Correct.
the third person, is there a title for that one?
I believe it's a data analyst.
That makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody has to do it. Okay, that was all my questions through 27.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you. Mrs. Abbott asked the questions I was gonna ask. I was really thinking of the
Yeah.
timing and the positions of the 3 fellows, so thank you. Some of their background.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't have any questions. Is there a motion?
I move for approval.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The item passes. Next item is item number 6, which is a little long. This is an intergovernmental cooperation agreement for a term not to exceed 2 years between the city and Jefferson County to make improvements and pave portions of 4th Street, 55th Street Southwest, Birchwood Street, Culver Road, Linwood Street, Mon Valley Road, Raceway Parkway, Red Mill Road, Sagamore Avenue, 10 Mill Road, and Woodsley Street in Birmingham. The county shall be designated as the joint purchasing or bidding agent for materials and labor, and will add this work to its open paving contract or utilize for its account labor. The county will invoice Birmingham. The total cost to be paid by the city to the county shall not exceed $303,720.88. The county will assume responsibility for the management of the project. And then after completion and acceptance, the city shall assume responsibility for future maintenance of the roadways.
Move the item.
Second.
Ryan?
Awesome. We'll have Colin come up and share about this item.
Good afternoon, counselors. My name is Colin Alexander. I serve as Program Manager with the Birmingham Department of Transportation. As you may recall, over the last several years, we've been developing a partnership program with Jefferson County in which we partner with Jefferson County to pave roads that run in and out of our city or kind of on the fringe of our cities that the county is going to pave. It's been a very popular partnership. It's been expanding over the last couple of years. And so this is the partnership opportunity for fiscal year 25. The county is proposing to pave 11 road segments within the city limits of Birmingham. These include, starting in District 1, Birchwood Street between 13th Avenue Northwest and Sycamore Avenue, Linwood Street between 13th Avenue Northwest and Sycamore Avenue, Sycamore Avenue between Woodsley Street and Oakwood Street, and Woodsley Street between Sycamore Avenue and 13th Avenue Northwest. All of those are in the Killow Springs / Bridlewood neighborhoods. Staying in Killow Springs, but in District 4, the county proposes to pave Red Mill Road between Lawson Road and Redstone Way. They propose to pave Montevallo Road between West Oxmoor Road and the county maintenance limits, which straddles Districts 6 and 7 in the Oxmoor and Mason City neighborhoods. 55th Street Southwest between Jefferson Avenue and Margaret Avenue in the West Brownsville neighborhood of District 7. And then 4 segments in District 9, including 4th Street / Pleasant Grove Road between Birmingport Road and Pleasant Grove Road in Sherman Heights. Colberg Road, but from I-22 to the Brookside Colberg Road in Hooper City, Raceway Parkway, the entire portion of Raceway Parkway in Hooper City, as well as 10 Mill Road in Dolomite between Park Road East and to East Allison Bonnet Memorial Drive. Altogether to the city, that's $303,720 that will be pulled from one of our gas tax accounts.
Okay, so which ones are the streets in District One again?
In District 1, Birchwood Street,
Okay,
Linwood Street,
okay,
Sycamore Avenue, and Woodsley Street.
okay, I was just making sure. Okay, thank you. Madam Pro Tem?
Yes, thank you very much. My first question, my phone went dead, so I was hoping these are part of the 2025.
This is for 25 on the county's schedule, correct?
Okay, great. And tell me again the rubric or the reason these are chosen between,
Sure.
is it adjacent to the county or
So,
that type?
In general, there's sort of three criteria. The road is either designated a county route, but it runs in Birmingham, and so the county is willing to partner. If it splits jurisdictions between multiple municipalities, then the county will step in, or if the road goes in and out of jurisdiction, if the county is gonna pave either end of it, they'll offer to see if Birmingham wants to partner to pave our portion in between.
Okay, thank you. Because I know the 55th Street, the one that's over there, I'm trying to see, does it intersect with Park Avenue or it's closer over there to the West Brownsville or East Brownsville? Did you
It's
say?
West Brownsville.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, thanks.
Okay, Council Abbott?
Well, all of my questions were answered by what you said, except I wanted to know what the county's force account labor, what is force account labor? Do you know?
I would have to defer to the legal attorney for that, but I'd imagine it just has to do with the labor costs that they're incurring.
Yeah, it says it'll add the work to its open paving contract or utilize force account.
So I believe that they would contract out. If they are doing this program in-house, but if they had to go out of house, they would contract with a contractor.
Well, that sounds reasonable. It's a strange descriptive for it, but anything is possible. Thank you.
Okay, any additional questions? Okay. Was there, I don't think there was, okay, there was a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye, the item passes. Thank
Thank you.
you. Next item is item number 7. This is to amend the general fund budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025 by transferring $210,608.51 from Fire Department salaries and wages transfer to Fund 036 Grant Match Fund and amend the Recruitment and Retention Fund for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025 by appropriating $210,608.51 to, this is a different account, FIR 036 GM 020129 BFRS Recruitment and Retention.
Second.
Okay. Hey, Chief.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Corey Moon. I serve as the Fire Chief of Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service. And thanks to you guys and the mayor's team back in 2022, you all approved our recruitment and retention plan. And it's been extremely successful. We've hired over 481 people the last few years, including 110 last year. And the item before you is to just make sure we have enough funds in our recruitment and retention fund to make it to the end of this fiscal year, so we can request another round of funding.
Council Abbott.
The only question I have, is this like the use of salary surplus?
Yes, ma'am. So there were some part-time positions that we changed some positions, and there was some money left over, and we were trying to move that money into our recruitment and retention plan.
I love leftover money. That was all I wanted to know. You know, we don't talk about salary surplus anymore like we used to back in the day, but this is salary surplus.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That was all I wanted to know.
Okay, Madam Pro Tem. Okay, I don't either. Okay, well, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the item passes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next item is item number 12, and this is authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Zoom Motorsports under which Zoom shall manage and host the Indy Racing League event scheduled from May 2nd through May 4th, 2025. And for said services, the city shall provide incentives in an amount not to exceed $350,000 for a term up to 1 year.
Second.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi, I'm Michelle Inman, and I serve as the Mayor's Office Accountant. And the item we have before you is for the Indy Racing event that is held at Barber Motorsports Park. And it's scheduled to be in May of this year. And I have Mr. Perrin King from Inventive Sports to address any specifics or questions you may have about the event.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Hope all is well. Thank you for
Afternoon.
having us today. We definitely appreciate the opportunity to be before this council and be able to talk about this amazing event that's coming into its 15th year.
Okay. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you very much. Of course, we know the, how this event impacts our community, and are the proceeds the same event that I think they teamed up with Children's Hospital?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we're still very proud to be able to partner for children that can continue to need our help via this amazing event. Medical Properties Trust has been an outstanding partner, and has, for lack of a better term, has bequeathed the naming rights to what that looks like. And yes, still continues to be able to serve. One of the things that we are very proud of this year, if everybody saw what Fox has done with the Super Bowl, so Fox will now be covering our event this year. So what we're going to do is get 2 additional commercials that are going to come up through the preceding events that are happening on the calendar before us. So basically the road to Indy is coming back through Birmingham again. So we're the last stop before they go back to Indy, and everybody knows the Indy 500 and all those related events there. But what Fox is doing is that same sort of enhanced coverage that if you got to see during the Super Bowl. So we're extremely excited that an international fan base and viewership is going to get to hear Birmingham and see all those enhancements in 4K as well.
Perfect. One other question I have. So for those type of commercials, is that managed by the Greater Convention Bureau, or is that something that we would control or you all control when it comes to the content?
CVB has been working with our team mostly, but again, I think us being able to talk through and for you guys to be able to see what that content looks like to make sure it represents our community to the fullest, I definitely think is within reason.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Counselor Abbott?
Okay, so you said Fox has taken it over?
Yes, ma'am, from NBC. So again, so we'll still have all of the different countries throughout the world that'll still be watching. But what we're really excited about was that we got to really pay attention to the enhancements that they were able to do to make it way more interactive. And then with the additional commercials, we haven't had that heretofore, to be able to have the additional markets during their broadcast talking about Birmingham. The next race coming up is Birmingham. That's something we've lobbied for with our former TV partners. Fox has taken hold to it. And I think that has a lot to do with our relationship that we had with Fox and NBC from us doing it here with initially with USFL and then ultimately with the UFL. So I think a lot of seeds that we're planting in this community now are really starting to pay off for us now in the future.
Well, that's good. So what was the economic impact for last year's?
North of $23 million.
North of 23 million.
Yes, ma'am.
In Birmingham or just the whole MSA?
Majority in Birmingham, but because hotel rooms fill up so quickly, so you start to see some of the other neighboring communities within the county having some direct benefit as well. But again, the majority of that, especially considering that the park is not Leeds, it is in Birmingham. So we've seen what that's looked like and the impact that it's had downtown here as well.
Well, I'm certainly glad you said that. You know, there's so many people that are confused about where Barber Motorsports Park is.
That's right.
They
Sometimes we have to
somehow
remind them.
are delusional and think it's in Leeds.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I think that that is it for my questions, and thank you very much. 15 years.
Just like that, right?
Yeah, since I had that scary ride from Lynn Park to 5 Point South in 10 seconds.
Oh,
It
it's
was-
It's something, it's an experience, and we want to make sure that, again, all of Birmingham City Schools, the children have an opportunity to be able to come out through the free ticketing program. So it's just reminding everybody the amazing asset that we have here literally in our backyard. Want everybody to be able to come out again.
Good.
I am glad you mentioned that because I was gonna ask about a component, educational component of this and any, linkage with Birmingham City Schools.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We've been doing the free tickets for the students, almost kind of sent out as like bookmarks. But then additionally, our Field Trip Friday continues to be able to benefit HBCUs, HBCCs that are in this area as well, which is just making it more viable for the ultimate workforce that lives here in Birmingham proper as well.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Counselor Abbott.
So you said y'all give free tickets to school kids to go to the event?
We have now for as long as I've been there, and I've been a part of now the event for 9 years. So it's one free ticket that goes with the city's kids from the 7 high schools and I think to the middle schools as well.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah. You got to know what's in your backyard.
Well, that's true, you do. Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Okay, I don't have any questions. I think there was a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. The item passes. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
And then item number 13, this is a resolution by the council that the mayor is hereby authorized to apply for, submit, execute, expend, accept, and to take any and all actions as are appropriate and necessary in accordance with the terms of the grant submissions requirements and grant agreement with ADEM FY 2026 recycling grant to promote local recycling efforts by providing reimbursement grants to local governments to develop, implement, and enhance recycling in an amount up to $732,000 to programs to expand the city's curbside recycling services and educate outreach campaign with no cost to the city.
Second.
Ryan? Looks like Mr. Yates.
I'm so sorry.
Is that who that is?
We have a team coming up.
Got a beard and
Josh
everything.
Yates, as well as Adrian. So we have a crew. Oh, we got
Sade.
Sade as well. So yeah, we have a trifecta here for you all.
Oh, yeah, we gotta hear from everybody then.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Again, I'm Adrian Stitt, serving as the Director of the Grants Division. And this is our third year going after this grant with combination of departments, Public Works, PEP, and Equipment Management, where we're trying to get more recycling carts. Our education and outreach is putting this grant in an additional truck.
Okay.
And you have any?
Do you all have anything, Sade or Mr. Yates, you want to add?
Just like to say that, appreciate all that, help that you as counselors have given us, administration, mayor's office, as well as, Sade and Director Roberts in equipment management. Over the last 2 years, we've gotten over $1.2 million, from this ADM grant, combined. So this is another $700,000 that we're putting in for. Again, that helps us get down the road to be able to be more efficient, be able to put a recycling program together that meets the needs of our citizens and also helps us to keep waste out of our landfill. So thank you for this opportunity and just wanted to share that 1.2 million over the last 2 years was a big difference maker.
Okay. Councilor Abbott.
Have we used up all the money? Do we have any carts left? People are asking, they say they put in for a cart and they've never gotten one. Are we out of money or out of?
We are out of carts. There are a couple that we left behind for replacements and things like that if they would get damaged, things of that nature. But for the most part, yes, to answer your question, we're out. The 5,000 went pretty quick, and we had 2,500 on the initial pilot that we put out. So we have roughly 7,500 carts across the city. This 5,000 that we're requesting right here will put us to everybody that's requested a cart to date. And then at that point, we can start making it where if only pick up what's in the recycle cart, just like with the garbage cans, then we can be a lot more efficient. We don't have to have the rear loader following the ASL, picking up everything else in the bins. So, yes, as soon as we get more carts in, it's going to help our operations and help distribute the additional carts out to the city.
Okay, so you're thinking that if we get this grant, and I assume we will, that the rest of the people who didn't get a cart the first time or the second time will get one the third time?
As far as what's signed up today, yes, ma'am. When everybody sees them in the neighborhood, though, they continue to add and call in and request them, which isn't a bad thing. So we may get an additional list following this one, but as of right now, today, an additional 5,000 carts will cover what's remaining in the city.
How much does each one of those carts cost? $57? Well, that's not too bad. Do people steal these as much as they steal the garbage carts?
Unfortunately, that's a part of pretty much anywhere. Until they get used a good bit, it is a possibility. But we also, we tell everybody all the time that calls in with the stolen garbage cart, did you bring it back to the house? A lot of times it's stolen because it's left on the curb.
Well, my brother's has been stolen twice, and
goodness.
it's kept behind the house where no one can supposedly see it unless they go in the alley, and you can see things from the alley. So I just wondered if the recycle carts disappear as often as the garbage carts do. I always wonder where they go.
I really haven't seen that a whole lot, but we have, when we're made aware of a situation where a property has 2 or 3 garbage carts or something's going wrong where they haven't purchased it. Every cart is just like the VIN number on your car. We can identify where that cart's supposed to be and take it back to the appropriate location. And we do that, especially when somebody calls in or identifies a place that has many extra carts.
Good, that's good to know, that's good information. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you very much. Mrs. Abbott has already said, we do have a lot of interest within the neighborhoods. Most people now really want to opt in, and so if an individual, I know we're not here just to talk about the recycling program, but I do just want to ask for myself, because I have a neighborhood meeting today. If someone has already put in and asked to be opt-in, we have a list of those, they won't have to call back and opt in again, will they?
No, ma'am. As long as they've signed up on the online link, they are on the full format to us, and we have all their information, and they will be given a card.
Okay.
Once we receive the others coming in.
Perfect. And Ms. Stitt, what is the, when does this grant, we are applying for it, when do we think we'll hear back from it? Or what's the date?
Usually we get notification mid-June.
Mid-June, okay, great, thank you. And then you do plan some of that also for educational outreach? And-
Yes, that's usually handled through PGP,
Okay.
Ms. Sade.
Perfect. Hello. Well, great. And we can have a conversation another time. I know we just had some thoughts today. We're getting ready to talk to our federal lobbyists, but I was just wondering with the climate of what's going on in DC, how is this going to affect our grants and grants that we're going out for? Are we seeing any changes or anything like that?
This one is a state grant.
Okay,
And it's
okay,
with
that's
their
ADM,
funding.
right.
It's not federal funding.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. We'll ask that question another time then. Thank you. Thank you.
Council Abbott?
Just one more question that is related to recycling. I know that y'all had told us earlier that when people turned in recycling that was dirty, nasty, not clean, all that kind of stuff, there's a word for it that I can't remember. How often do loads of recycling get spoiled by one person who makes a mess?
So that's a difficult question to answer as far as how just one person. I will tell you that we have cameras on all our trucks that actually the drivers utilize to look and see what's dumped into the bed of the truck. And, the 2 new trucks that we have on recycling, the automated side loaders, which is what we want to go to for our main fleet, when they pick that cart up, they're seeing what's dumped into the back. The rear loaders are actually seeing, the collectors are seeing it when they dump it in. And we have similar to what's called oops tags, where basically we'll warn the residents in the event that they put waste in a recycling container. But only a couple times of doing that, and we're just going to pull the cart so that doesn't continue to contaminate the recycle load. But we do get charged a contamination rate. And that's something that as we get more efficient, more carts out there, I think we'll be able to negotiate hopefully that down a little bit.
Okay, well, that's good to know, because some people don't read, Or maybe they can't, I don't know, but, you know, the thing about cleaning the cans out of the dog food and stuff before you throw them into the recycling bin, some of them just don't get that. But I don't want my clean recycling to be spoiled by one of those scofflaws who, you know, doesn't do it right. Or fills their recycling can up with water. Or some other fun thing. So, thank you. Good. I'd like to be the one that goes out and catches them.
When you retire, we'll take
Yeah. I'll have a little free time.
Madam Pro Tem, do you have any other questions? I don't have any. Well, there was a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. The item passes. Thank you. We do have one item for new business counselors. This is a request seeking a budget ordinance to transfer funds totaling $7,500 from Counselor Clark's discretionary account to the Birmingham Museum of Art Exhibition Expense Account for future art exhibits. Are there any questions?
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. The item has passed. The next Budget and Finance Committee meeting will actually be on Monday, May 24th at 3:30 PM due to, two of us are traveling for city business and another person had conflict. March.
Nobody can meet.
Monday, March 24th. I want it to be May. Monday, March 24th, at 3:30 PM. Is there a motion for adjournment?
Second.